Hi, I'm back. I haven't made a video in quite a long time. Um, I have been wanting um, to reconnect with my audience and all the people who love and support me, but I have had this idea that I need to have my finished product before I reconnect because I wanted sharing my presence to be a worthwhile investment for me, and I also wanted to share something of value, which is currently uh, my website. I guess that doesn't make any sense, but anyway, I had an epiphany last night, and some words and visions started coming to me that I want to share with you guys, and some more came this morning. So I guess you know I just decided to show up and go with the flow. So here I am. This year has been a it's been a long year for me. It's been not just a long year, it's been a magical and deeply transformative year and time for me in my life. When I look back on my year thus far, I feel like I've lived through so many different eras and stepped into so many different spaces that have different colors and gradations and vibrations and different lessons and feelings and all sorts of things to that they offered me it's almost mind-boggling. It has neither been a good year nor a bad year. It's just been very, very rich and very much, and a lot of it has been very cosmic and magical. So I started off this year with no money, and then I made a lot of money uh, within a very short period of time. Um, Shortly thereafter, I invested a lot into myself, but I eventually decided to invest all of that into moving to Europe, into moving to Berlin, which is where I am now. Um, in between those times, while I was still living in Los Angeles, I met somebody who I had been vividly recurring dreams about meeting for 2 years, about 2.5 years. And when I had these dreams, I never really quite understood why they were so real and why they were so vivid. This person seemed so far away, and I was, we were chilling and hanging out and like talking and being cool, and so I met this person while I was in LA, and we became friends. That person is Willow Smith. That was quite magical for me. Then I left LA, and I left my friends and my cat. I went to Berlin. Um, a few days after I got to Berlin, I called my brother on Skype and sang him happy birthday. Um, that day was also Mother's Day. I spoke to my mother for the first time in 2 years. Little did I know that would be the last time that I ever spoke to my brother ever again. 2 months later, I find myself in Nigeria in a private outdoor space by myself, and I open a casket and I see my brother laying there dead, and we are wearing the same outfit, which I kind of actually coordinated. That moment was very poignant for me. I feel like my brother's death really shifted my world in some way, and I had spent so much time processing death over the past several years. Then to be finally confronted with it in such an intimate way, and to see him there, and he doesn't look like himself. And I had this stark realization that, wow, you are not there anymore. You're like really not in there, and you are instead here. You know, like you're everywhere else, but you're not. You're certainly not inside there anymore. Um, that was a really profound moment for me. A lot of things happened during that 3-day funeral. Was very uh, life-changing for me to gather the courage to visit a place where I didn't really feel comfortable going, and go because I knew that my spirit needed to experience my brother's funeral and all the things that came with it. When I came back to Berlin, I didn't feel well, and about a week later, I realized that I had come down with a really bad, intensely horrid case of malaria, and that if I didn't rush to the hospital right away, that I was also going to die. So I also had a brush with death myself. Thankfully, the hospital, they cured my malaria, but I ran up a rather large hospital bill um, that I am not quite sure how I'm going to pay that. That was the cost of saving my life. So there you have it. Shortly after that, I went to Spain. I met up with my best friend from LA. We talked, we healed. I got a lot of perspective. I got to rest and rejuvenate myself, and I came back to Berlin feeling a lot better. And so now I've been back here for a couple, maybe a week or so, and just, I've been continuing on that, vibe of like just healing, taking care of myself, picking up the pieces, and catching up with some business affairs that I had obviously kind of fallen off the wagon with for the last few months, which has affected my income. But it's things are fine. Things are going to be okay, and I know that I'm going to make it. Whatever challenges that I face right now, I know that I'm going to make it through. So that's kind of a recap of some of like a highlight reel of my year, and this whole time that between all of these larger events that are happening, the larger miracles and the larger setbacks, or the shocking moments. There's also smaller miraculous moments that are happening, and there's also I've been creating the whole time. I've been creating a lot in various mediums of artistry. I have been primarily focused on building my website, which I've been working on for the past 6 months, mostly by myself. And that is part of why I didn't come on YouTube for so long, is because I realized that I wanted to present my website next time I come on. But, of course, I kind of have to allow for the process to be as it is, and be willing to be willing to communicate, along the journey, and it's not all about the finished product. My website is a portfolio of my um, current and past artwork in a variety of mediums, meaning like pole dance, creative direction, film, uh, video, photography, modeling, writing, and writing is a centerpiece. So I've been writing about a lot of these experiences that I've been having this year, a lot of the more poignant experiences that I've been having that have moved me to write about them. I only really write when I'm moved to write about something. So I'm writing about my brother. I have plans to write about some other things, um, but I've been also doing other things, like I've been designing clothes and designing pole dancing wear, and I've been dancing. I took a small break from dance training to heal my body, but I will start dancing again more next year, like training properly again, and doing more in the professional realm with my dance. So right now I'm really focused on my website and building a platform for me to share my gifts through my writing and my visual art and um, my voice. So it feels appropriate to just share my voice and to not hold back. I've been a little bit secretive about my website, but I mean, if you type in my name the way that it's spelled here, .com, that is my website. I've only shared the actual website with like really like less than a handful of people because I needed the space to really like work on it for so long. But it is pretty much finished. Some of my writings are there. I'm going to be adding more. There's a few writings there that are available for purchase. However, they're not quite ready for actual purchase because this is the next phase that I'm in right now, is that now that the website is in its ending stages, now I'm beginning a new stage of actually um, creating books and ebooks that can be read, like where you can read my stories online or on your device. Um, and for that, I actually need to uh, learn a new software called Adobe InDesign that I have no prior experience with at all. So that's going to be a journey. It shouldn't be super duper complicated. You know, I'm pretty good with um, like learning stuff when I put my mind to something, but Adobe InDesign is expensive. I mean, for me currently, right now, it is definitely an investment, and it's about $30 per month for a subscription. I was not able to find a bootleg version, and so I need to invest in learning this software so that I can produce my books and learn how to format my books so that people can really have access to my writing and so that I can also be compensated as an artist for my work. So I had another epiphany this morning that actually I can ask for help. If you, in the midst of me sharing all of this, would like to support me in this next phase, I have included a donation link in the description box where you can donate to me. That will help me pay for the cost of the Adobe InDesign program for the first few months that that I'm learning the program and that I'm formatting my books. So about $30 a month is about €25 per month. Um, it's, and you can contribute whatever amount that you like. It's not a formal fundraising campaign. I'm kind of moving at my own pace with this whole thing here, as I have been, which is why this project has taken so long. It's because I want it to be of quality, and I want to. That means that I move a bit slower because I'm also doing this by myself. So that money would be used to buy the program, but also to, like, if I needed to take a private lesson with a tutor to learn the program and learn how to use the software for my specific needs as an author and the way that I specifically want to design it, then that will also, the donations would also go to that. And also just generally me as a person and my natural worthiness. I thought that I would use this opportunity to share kind of like the process, me being in process and not having a finished product doesn't mean that I can't share along the way, and I can also ask for support if I need to, and I do need support actually. I've been receiving a lot of support this year from different places, and I have needed support. I remember last year when I had just moved to LA and I came on YouTube and I asked for support, and there were a few people who really helped me, and then there were a few people who shamed me for asking for help, and I feel like this culture, like this, especially like American, like Western culture, doesn't really like support people asking for support. It's always about like very individualistic, and you do everything yourself and you work super hard, and like life doesn't work like that. Like it just doesn't. It really just doesn't work like that. And so anyway, um, what else? I traveled a lot this year. That was really cool. At the beginning of the year, if you had told me, if you had like given me a crystal ball and looked and told me to look into it, and I saw like where I am and all the things that have happened this year, I would have like just I would have been absolutely floored. Like I did not see life coming in this way at all. But that's the beauty of it, is like you never ever know what's around the corner, especially when you're willing to um, um, take risks and really go out on a limb for what's in your heart. Um, so I've been co-creating my life with the universe, with God, with the gods. And it's been a beautiful journey. The year is still not over. What else? I wanted to share something, just like just a little piece. You know, I laid down last night in bed and I tried to go to sleep, and I couldn't sleep because there was this pain welling up in my heart that I couldn't get a hold of why it was there and why I was in so much pain in my heart. And this pain was creeping into my body as a sort of like stiffness, and I I tried to close my eyes, and I just couldn't rest. And so I got up out of bed and I turned off the lights, and I laid down on my mat here on the floor, and I just laid there. Like, I wasn't even really meditating at first. I was just laying down and breathing and being quiet. And slowly but surely, this pain started to break up and dissolve. And I don't know how this happened, but it just started to dissolve. And I sat up and I started focusing on my breath a bit more, and continuing with the quiet. And I really started feeling like this pain in my heart space dissolving. Maybe there was some energy here helping me, touching me and helping to break this up, because I can't explain where it came from, but I realized also last night when I was there sitting up and just in the quiet that, wow, like, this is really peaceful. And I feel like writing, I feel like I need, I'm really slowly crafting this space in my life and cultivating a proper space in my life where I can share some of the things that that I can share more of myself, share some of the things that hurt, share some of the wounds that I feel, and the wounds that I've also healed from through feeling. And through that, I can connect with people uh, and have hope. you know, um, and I don't know if any of this makes any sense, but I always, when I feel sad, I feel like the the one thing that I know that will make me feel more hopeful and better is authentic connection. And um, I always come back to that, of like, I'm on this path of really creating more authentic connections in my life, and this is one way, and my writing is another way, and I'm spawning this movement of sharing myself and being authentic, and just it's going to, and it is helping me to heal my heart and heal some of the wounds that I have acquired through this human experience. Um, so, um, yeah, I don't really know where that came from, um, but I'm really grateful to be here. I'm grateful that I have this platform to share, and that I'm creating more of a platform for myself to continue sharing so vividly and candidly with the world, and with all of you. And yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for all of your love and support. And I'm just here on this journey, and I realize that life life is always going to be a journey, and there's always going to be challenges, but I feel like the best moments in life are the powerful moments, the empowered moments. And I feel like the powerful moments are not necessarily about being happy, or happiness, although joy has its own power as well, but I feel like powerful moments can come through a myriad of emotions and circumstances, and those moments where you really step into your power and you step into your own divine inspiration, and you can really come into a new version of who you are, like your own enlightenment. Those are, to me, the best moments in life. And when I was laying there last night and thinking about my dreams for myself, I really realized that I want to reach my full potential as me, I want to say as a human being, but I'm not just any human being, I'm me. So I want to reach my full potential. I feel that I'm living my purpose, but I want to continue living my purpose and expanding on it and really getting the most expansion that I can out of this body and this world and this life, and growing as a person, growing as a woman, growing spiritually, growing in my perspective and understanding of myself and the world, and healing, learning to love myself, and growing creatively, having financial freedom, being able to, like, drop a bill on whatever I want, um, expanding in every way possible that I feel like is really also important to me. But definitely, like, also creatively as well. So it's all happening, and I just have to trust the process. So I wanted to share that with you, is my dream, a piece and an element of my dreams and my vision for myself on this earth, which is fleeting, but it's occurring at the same time. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate your presence and your support. Thank you so much. I love all of you. I love those who support and love me back. And thank you for witnessing my soul and my heart. Cheers.